Hi there. You have found Quantum Christianity, where we are learning how to be a Christian in a quantum world. I'm Patty Bowman, and the first 6 lessons were about laying a foundation of understanding. Now we're ready to build on that foundation with some practical steps. So let's get started with Lesson 7. This is a kaleidoscope. Most kaleidoscopes are built the same way. They contain colored pieces of glass. Then you hold them up to the light, you turn them, and you can see these beautiful geometric designs. This is a simple one. This kaleidoscope is different. With this one, the broken pieces of glass are in this container at the top. It contains colored beads, marbles, shiny objects. You can put anything in here that you want. And then you reattach it. Hold it up to the light. You turn this end and you see if you like what you have. And if you do, great. And if you don't, then you can make another choice. This kaleidoscope reminds me of Newtonian physics. You can have some choices here, like how you turn it, but it's pretty limited. You pretty much get what you get. This kaleidoscope reminds me of quantum physics. By changing the glass in this container, you can get different results. Just like in changing your mind, changing the way you speak, the way you think, the way you feel, you can get different results. You are in control. You get to do the choosing. Now, according to the Bible, when we want something, we need to ask for it. And our asking is our choosing. Matthew says, "And all things, whatsoever you shall ask in prayer, believing, you shall receive." And Luke says, "Ask, and it will be given you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and it will be open to you." John says, "Whatever you ask in my name, I will do it, that the Father may be glorified in the Son." John also says, "If you ask anything in my name, I will do it." And one more time in John, "If you abide in me, and my words abide in you, ask whatever you will, and it shall be done for you." Does anyone see a pattern here? We get to ask for what we want in the kaleidoscope of our life. We're choosing anyway. It's a lot more fun to choose with awareness rather than by default. The scriptures tell us to ask. That is step 1. To help you with this process, I want you to make a list of things that you desire. Think heart's desires. If you have trouble remembering or getting in touch with those desires, start your list with, "I always wanted to." Take your time, give it some thought. In this field of intention, this mind of God, anything is possible. You can have, do, be, and give anything you want. Just open up and get in touch with those dreams, those heart's desires, and write them down, the big ones and the little ones. Also, allow your children and grandchildren to dream. Encourage them. Get excited for them. Kids can have wild and crazy dreams. Spend some time with them, and that may help you get in touch with your own dreams. Ban Breathnach said it this way: dreams are gifts of spirit, meant to alter us. Trust that the same power that gifted you with your dream knows how to help you make it come true. When I was in high school, I heard this story from a visiting minister, and it stuck with me. A man died and went to be with God. God said, "Come with me, and I will show you the mansion that I've prepared for you." They walked into this beautiful building. The man was in awe. And then he noticed all these packages sitting around. They were all different sizes, colors, and beautifully wrapped. So he asked God, "What are these packages doing here?" And God answered, "Oh, those are all the gifts I wanted to give you, but you never asked." It's okay to ask for what we want. Do you want to learn a new skill? Do you want to go to college? Do you want a bigger house? Do you want more peace in your heart? Do you want to forgive someone? Do you want to start a nonprofit for a cause that you really believe in? The field of possibilities is just that. Don't be afraid to ask. Mark says, all things are possible with God. This is Pam Grout's book, E Squared. In her book, she has a lot of experiments that you can do. One of the ones I did was to ask God for a blessing. Now, you don't get to tell God what the blessing is. You have to stay aware. And you give God 48 hours to bring you the blessing. I had no problem with asking for a blessing. I'm far enough along on my Christian journey that I understand that God really loves me and is happy to bless me. I did, however, have problems with the 48 hours. When I was growing up, I was taught that was just disrespectful. I mean, irreverent. And who wants to offend God? And then I realized if I spoke to the field of possibilities, I had no conflict, no problem at all. And I know that God is the field. So I finally settled it by going to Jesus and telling him, I hope you're not offended, but I have to talk to the field about this because talking to you directly is just way too weird. He said he wasn't offended. So I spoke to the field, told it what I wanted, gave it 48 hours, and went about my day. When the 48 hours was up, no blessing had come. So I sat down with Jesus and I said, time's up. What happened? Did I miss it? And then I had to be quiet and still so that I could hear his voice. And he said, you'll get your blessing when you meet your friend. Oh, okay. I was leaving in about 5 minutes to meet my friend. When I met her, we were having such a good time, I forgot all about it. My friend is an author, like I am. And when we headed back to our cars, she said to me, I want to give you copies of my book. Wow. I knew that was the blessing. My friend is Diane Forsberg, and these books she has created, they contain prayers, poetry, and artwork. They're quite beautiful books, and when I read them, I like to sit in a quiet space because they help me connect with God. The next time I did this experiment, yes, you can do it more than once. I had assigned it to my Sunday school class. Class was over. I was encouraging them to do the assignment as I gathered up my papers and my books, and I noticed someone was standing next to me. So I turned to see what they wanted, and I heard these words, "This is for you. We want you to have this." It was a couple from church presenting me with a crocheted blanket. The man loves to crochet, and he believes that God was guiding him to make this blanket for me. Wow, that's my blessing. And that took like 10 seconds or less. Sometimes we need to wait a little bit longer for God. And sometimes the answer to our request comes immediately. And if you don't receive a blessing, be sure and go to God and ask what happened. Maybe the blessing was sent, but you were preoccupied with life or distracted and you missed it. It's okay to ask again. And now it's your turn. Why don't you ask God for a blessing? Remember, you don't get to tell God what the blessing is. You have to stay aware, and you give God 48 hours. Let me know what happens. You can write in the comments below. You can send me an email at quantumchristianity@outlook.com. Or if you're really adventurous, send me a video. Let me know your first name and answer these 3 questions. How did it feel to ask God for a blessing? How did it feel to give God 48 hours? How did it feel to receive a blessing? And then tell me also what the blessing was. I look forward to hearing about your experiences. In the next lesson, we will be talking about step 2. I hope you will join me. Until then, let your light shine.